hello, and welcome once again. J76NY here. This is episode number 26 of our playthrough of Suzerain Rizia. The last couple episodes have been dealing with the war with Palais. I'm assuming we're going to, at some point, get back into the tactical aspect of the war. War's not going very good for us. We did get held in place, and they did penetrate our lines in the southern portion of the front, I guess you could say. Hopefully, once we can get back into the war, we can turn things around for the better, I guess. Right now, we have a meeting with our Uncle Hugo. He's our chief advisor, our vizier. So let's go get into that. My shoes echoed on stone as I walked down the palace corridor to Hugo's study. My uncle had invited me for a one-on-one talk, and though I had plenty on my mind, I could hardly decline. Titus remained on guard outside as I pushed open the door and stepped inside. I cast my eye over the filigreed mahogany desk, the antique cabinets, and the tasteful paintings and sculptures lining the walls. A fire flickered in the fireplace. 2 leather armchairs had been set out in front of it, one empty, the other occupied by Hugo. My uncle bowed upon my approach. Your Majesty, thank you for joining me this evening. Come off it, Hugo. It's just us two here. Talk to me as an equal. We'll go with that one. The other two were a little too formal or douchey. As you prefer, Romas. I don't know if I invited him. He beckoned me over and we both sat. Tell me, my nephew, much thought have you given to the future of House Toras? A king's legacy should be determined by his words and deeds, not his lineage. It's the future of the kingdom that concerns me, not that of my house. This family means everything to me. You should know that by now. I should, and yet, our family roots can be traced all the way back to the Resnet Empire. We have survived war, conquest, and numerous challenges to the throne to be where we are today. He picked up a poker and jostled the logs in the fireplace. A shower of sparks flew upward. I brought you here to give you a warning. Certain members of our house have begun to speak ill of you. Certain members? Are you one of them? Oh boy. My decisions were made with my country in mind. If that pisses off a few cousins, so be it. I'm talking about his son, Rico. What do you mean? I've done nothing to try to earn their favor since I took the throne. Surely they realize the extenuating circumstances I'm facing. Do I take a poke at Rico? I'm going to take a poke at Rico. Our relations are unfortunately more than mere pissed off. There has been a sizable backlash against the anti-landowner tax you introduced. I had no idea I angered our house that much. Thank you for telling me. I'm not going to apologize for anything. I can't even think about appeasing House Toras until we win the war. Not really liking the way this conversation's going. I mean, he should know, we need the cash. See, budget 0. At least we're not losing money now. That's what I can say about that. We're losing energy, though, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. But I'm not going to apologize for anything. I'm not telling you this because I want an apology. My aim is to keep you in power. If our house does not support you within Rizia, they will not support you on the battlefield. And, well, I'm loath to remind you, but there are those in House Toras who believe my brother, and hence you, should have been removed from the royal line of succession after introducing commoner blood. He's talking about my mom. Rico, come on. I mean, Hugo. Your actions as king have unfortunately poured fuel on those flames, such as... What do you suggest I do? I can't backtrack on my decisions. They're a bunch of crackpots. Nobody will listen to them. Rizia has other royal houses. It's fine if I lose the support of one, not my own. What exactly are you implying? Are you calling my legitimacy as king into question? Of course I respect your legitimacy, Your Majesty. I'm simply repeating the claims of others. I've not even mentioned our house's gravest concern, Mana Suzerain. Mana Suzerain is the head of the one of the other three houses in Rizia. It's the Suzerains, the Toras house, and oh my god, brain fart. My girlfriend's house. There. But they are the three royal houses of Rizia. So my goal is to unite all three houses through relations. That's why I started sleeping with my advisor, who's the head of the other house, or in the other house. And I am letting my daughter have relations with Mana Suzerain. If I can unite all three of the houses, once again, I'm not sure if the game supports this, but maybe a united Rizian royal leadership. I guess we'll find out. He obviously isn't too happy about it. I'm certain you've good intention in allowing the Suzerain heir to court Vina, but I will tell you this. If you permit Her Majesty to marry this man, your grip on the throne will weaken to the point where I cannot recover it. They are in love, I can't deny them that. It's strategy on my part. Mr. Suzerain's anti-monarchist intentions will not survive him being named Prince Consort. Kind of. He'll give up his name if he marries her. Their children will still be Taurus's. He's not just the Suzerain heir, he's the House of Delegates opposition leader. Marrying him to Vina will help neutralize him. That's kind of... These two right here are kind of along the lines of what I was thinking. We'll go with that one. Or his new title will embolden him to carry his ideas further. You needn't allow your reign to be undone by a pair of starry-eyed youths. There are actions that can be taken. Actions? That sounds like a euphemism if I ever heard one. Seems like a good idea. Such as ordering him to fight in Palais. I wonder if I could do that. Huh. You're right. I should speak to you as an adult. He's an ambitious young man. There must be something he wants more than the princess. And if the carrot doesn't work, there's always the stick. I like carrots. They're full of vitamins. See, this is putting ideas in my head for another season of Suzerain on my channel here. Because there are a lot of these choices like this one, where you could just play Romas as a complete fucking idiot. That might be kind of fun. Moving on, I'd rather go straight for the stick. King Romas bends over backwards for nobody. I'll use neither carrot nor stick. I maintain that the Suzerain heir is a useful ally. Hugo replied without a trace of anger in his voice. By all means, then, allow the Suzerain union to proceed. I'll do my best to spin it as positive for our house, but I cannot promise I will succeed. It means a lot to know you're on my side, even if the rest of our house is not. I'm not entirely sure he is on my side. I don't want you to spin anything. Our relatives will accept this pairing even if I have to cram it down their throats. I'm confident that you will. And we shall see. I'm sorry to harp on about this. The war deserves your full attention. Yes, please stop harping. I know the tune by heart already. Thank you for bringing it up. I mean, I gotta be nice to the guy. He's my uncle. We rose from our chairs. Azaro. Azaro's the other house. That's the name of it. Fire began to flicker out as Hugo ushered me out the door. Titus shadowed me down the hall as I made my way back towards my quarters. On the way there, we passed my study door. Go in and call Manus. There's something I want to talk to you about, Titus. Titus and I entered the study. I shut the door behind us. What is it? How are you? That's my only choice. How are you, Titus? Just wanted to make sure you're cool. I'm well, Your Majesty. The war has been weighing on my mind, as I'm sure it has yours. I've hardly been thinking about it at all, to be honest with you. War? What? When? You bear an unimaginable amount of responsibility. I do not envy you. Was that all you wanted to ask me? What the fuck? That's it? Okay. I'll be along in a minute. You can run along. I should have called Manus. Would have been a better conversation. I'll leave you to it, Your Majesty. With a bow and a salute, he left the room. Go ahead and call Manus. There we go. I gotta call Rico, too, apparently. I don't want to call Rico. He's a twat waffle. After telling Titus to wait outside, I walked into the study and picked up the phone. I asked the palace operator to give me the private line to Manus Sazon. After a few rings, he answered. Your Majesty, what do I owe this pleasure? Time has come for you to do your patriotic duty. I'm sending you to lead your province battalion in Palais. We could send the boy off to war. Maybe he'll die. What would it take for you to go on a permanent vacation? What the hell? Sorry, the idiot operator connected me to you by accident. Click. Okay. Well, I mean, these are my options here, so let's send the boy to war. Line was quiet for a moment. I don't know what to say. I'm honored, of course, but I have no military training. I've seen what an inspiring leader you can be. Your province troops need you. You've displayed admirable strategic skills, both in the House of Delegates and in courting my daughter. With today's technology, you don't need training. You just need to be able to push buttons. Okay. That's very kind of you. However, I feel I can aid our cause much more capably in Porte Dresden than on the battlefield. We must not overlook our country's internal welfare, even during times of war. Otherwise, what are the soldiers even fighting for? You can claim to speak for the people. But how will it look if I let your province send commoners to die while refusing to go to war yourself? Maybe you have a point? If you insist on betraying your country as your father did before you, you don't have to go. Slap in the face. There we go. We'll go with that one. He let out a long exhale. You're right, Your Majesty. I should not presume myself to be above this country's conscription laws, and I will do everything I can to lead Rizia to victory. Say farewell to Vina tonight. I want you in Palais as soon as possible. I wish you strength and luck on your perilous mission. And I wish you the same in steering the country through this tough time. Good night, Your Majesty. I put down the receiver and looked at the phone. I'm not calling Rico. Maybe I should. Why not? Let's see what I want. Rico's a douchebag. I think I dislike him as much as Smolak. I asked the palace operator to give me the private line to Rico Toras. Your Majesty, it's been a while. Is there something I can do for you? No, nothing. Just make sure you pick up the phone when your king calls. What? These are my options? I should have just left. My daughter Vino, what do you think of her? I just wanted to prank you, buddy. Absolutely, Your Majesty. You're my blood kin and the monarch of this kingdom. I will serve you as long as you hold the throne. And you never let anything cut that time short, right? Serve well and you will be rewarded. We'll go with that one. Let's see how this plays out. No, never. See you in Iza next month. I hear we're both invited to speak at the university's anniversary. Yes, I'm looking forward to it, as long as the students don't give us any trouble. Trust me, they won't. Good night. Okay. Well, that was a waste of time. I just escorted me back to my chamber. My guard wished me good night before taking up his usual post outside my door. As I climbed into bed, I thought about the order I'd just given. I knew my daughter would be heartbroken. I just hoped that she would forgive me. Alright. Got a new royal decree we can throw down and impose war tax. We're not going to do that. And out and about. What do we have to do here? Is this Operation Golden Shield Phase 2? Okay, so we can get back to the war. Let's... Oh, we got a bunch of other stuff here. Bad living standards. Not cool. House opposition leader position vacant. With Manus Sazon out of the picture, the House of Delegates has lost their leader in the opposition. The RPP now has to elect a new party leader which can take over that role. So far, the party has refused to comment on possible candidates, saying they prefer to focus on overcoming the loss of Sazon first. So that may have benefited me more than I realized when I made the call to send him there. It was announced yesterday that Manus Sazon, heir to House Sazon, would be departing immediately for Palais to aid his house troops in the war effort. In a statement, he expressed his commitment to Rizia and its cause, emphasizing his desire to serve and support the troops in any capacity he can. Despite his lack of battlefield experience, Mr. Sazon's departure for the front lines has been met with a mixture of surprise, skepticism, and cautious optimism. Supporters of House Sazon hope that his presence will inspire the troops, bringing a renewed vigor and commitment to their efforts in Palais. I kind of hope the same thing. As the young man prepares for his departure, the eyes of the kingdom are on him. Alright, let's see. Anything? 750th anniversary of the University of Iza. Okay. Pardon of Duchess Sazon? Duchess Sazon is, Duchess Sazon is Manus's mother. We had the opportunity to off her at the beginning of the playthrough, which would have rid us of Manus as well. He wouldn't even be in the picture because he would have been a dead fetus. And we're not going to do that. The Duchess of Iza will remain in exile. House of Sazon members are the ruling... I guess Leona Sazon is now the head. It does nothing for telling me what that's all about. What's this? Angelica Sazon issues formal complaint. After the king once again rejected her pardon request, the former Duchess of Iza has issued a formal request. claiming she's being unlawfully held on Calicobees against her will for the crime she never committed. Well, I wish this would go away. I guess I have to click on it to get the notification to go away. I'm not going to sign that. Alright, well, here we go. Cameras flashed all around as my royal motorcade rolled up to the Izza University auditorium entrance. As King of Rizia, I'd been invited to speak at the institution's 750th anniversary. Vina had agreed to accompany me. She stared numbly ahead as we came to a stop. Her eyes were red from crying. Couldn't you put on some makeup or something? You look ghastly. Chin up now. This is supposed to be a happy occasion. How can you possibly think I'd be happy? The driver came... Well, you can hope he doesn't die. I didn't send him to get executed. The driver came around to my open door. And to open my door, I took a look out the window. We stopped right in front of the statue of my father. His head had been replaced. The likeliness looked good as new. Titus's voice came from the passenger seat. My scouts have given the all-clear. It's fine to exit the car. Seems like we're getting a warmer welcome than last time. Perfect. Be ready to fend off any affection of my adoring subjects. Alright. I'm pleased local law enforcement is doing its job. A mass of subjects greeted us with applause as we exited the vehicle. I didn't spot any foreign faces. Heavily armed police officers guarded the building doors. They bowed to me as I went inside. The seats were already full of students, staff members, distinguished alumni, and nobles from House Suzerain. Many wore outfits adorned with the Izza University mascot, an anthropomorphic cactus named Spiky. They rose and bowed politely as I proceeded down the hall. Venus split off for the front row as I took my place on stage next to Rico. He was seated with his legs spread out, his expression radiating barely concealed disdain. I got quite the reception on my way in. You better have an explanation. Nothing happened. Sit properly and show some respect to this vulnerable institution, Duke Ricardus. This vulnerable institution should be worried about earning my respect. But as his majesty companion, see what I mean? He's a douchebag. He reluctantly assumed a more formal pose. The lights dimmed and the dean of the university stepped on stage. After a short presentation about the history of the university, she invited the Duke of Rizia to speak. There was a burst of thunderous applause as Rico took the stage. Most of it seemed to be coming from the back row seats. My cousin stepped behind the podium and cleared his throat. As reigning Duke of Izza, I am honored to speak at the anniversary of Rizia's most renowned university. I must confess to you all, the only higher education I've received is from the School of Life. And I haven't even graduated yet. A few people in the back row laughed. But when I took charge of Rizia, I realized what an important role this institution plays. Izza's university was founded in order to preserve our kingdom's cherished traditions and pass them on to the next generation. To instill young people like yourself with stable moral center, even when one is lacking outside these walls. Though there were for years when Izza University lost its way, I'm happy to say that it still serves that purpose today. With the same walls that once nurtured the seeds of rebellion, we now foster a respect for our king and a pride in our shared heritage. If we are to win this war against Palais, we cannot allow the minds of our youth to become clouded by dissent and division. We must not be ashamed to let our religion guide us, as it has our ancestors before us. We must place our trust in our leaders, whether elected by the people or appointed by hereditary right. And we must be ready to defend our identity as Rizians at all costs, be it on the battlefield or in the lecture hall. A student sitting in the front yelled, "Fascist." Rico jerked his head in that direction. See, this is exactly what I mean. I realized the hall had gone deathly silent. All at once, the people sitting in the back row stood up. They were all wearing military-style jackets with patches bearing the Suomina insignia. Moving in unison, they marched down the aisle towards the student who shouted and roughly yanked her out of her seat. Try and study your way out of that. I'm not going to say a word. Neither I nor anyone else spoke up as the student was unceremoniously dragged out of the auditorium. Rico watched with a small smile on his face. Once the door had closed, he continued. That little interruption just proved my point. I may not be a man of letters, but I do know you can't spell university without unity. Kind of. Which is why I urge you to use this occasion to come together as Rizians to rejoice in the proud history of our kingdom and look forward to its shining future. Gloverus Axa Rizia, God save House Toras, and God bless our troops. Thank you. The audience burst into hurried applause. Rico held his head high as he returned to his seat. The dean walked back on stage and introduced me. I took Rico's place behind the podium. I could feel the tension in the hall. I glanced at Titus. He was scanning the crowd, alert for the slightest sign of danger. I took out the notes I'd prepared. My fellow Rizians. Looking out at all you bright faces makes me wish I'd gone to university myself. I apologize for the earlier interruption. It was unbefitting of this momentous occasion. Like my cousin, I believe in the power of institutions like this one to shape the next generation of Rizians. No great pleasure to see how far the school and city around have fallen. Wow. What I love most about the school is its diversity of opinions, yes, even anti-monarchist ones. I love it, but I just sat there and let the girl get dragged away. Well, and I sincerely regret that for nearly 30 years the bright minds residing here have had to suffer under the thumb of House Toras? What? Are these people even going to understand what I'm saying? Because I really don't. What? It's okay. I'm going to go with this one just because you can be an anti-monarchist as long as you just sit around in your dorm rooms and philosophize with your bongs, I guess. Don't do anything about it. I heard a few incredulous murmurs. When you graduate and go forth into the world, I want you to keep questioning authority, including mine. No. Your voices matter to me. You are the future of this country, after all. Radical thinking is in Izzy's blood. I could not put an end to it if I wanted. Okay, your voices matter to me. I've heard your calls for change in leadership, and I'm taking them very seriously. I'm asking you to be patient. The change you want to see is coming to Rizia, but it will take time. But I beg you to consider the consequences of your actions. What is happening here? I think there may be something off, maybe? We're a kingdom at war. Now is not the time to let our petty differences tear us apart. Rumbles of discontent rippled through the crowds. Stop complaining, damn it. I'm on your side. I urge you to put aside your grievances with myself and my cousin and focus on the real enemy, Palais. If you have complaints, take them to your elected representatives. That's what the House of Delegates is for. Someone in the audience yelled, "Now!" Uh-oh. A group of students in the middle row of seats stood up simultaneously. They removed their jackets to reveal white shirts with red fake blood spattered across them. Chanting, "Stop the war," they began filing out of the auditorium. The students and teachers in the other rows followed. Oh. Stop them, Titus. Right away, Your Majesty. He signaled to the guard to block the exit. Members of Lucida's Central Police Force joined them. The protesters surged towards the blocked doors. By sheer numbers, they managed to overpower the guards and squeeze out of the building. Only a few people remained seated. One of them was Vina. Holding eye contact with me, she elegantly rose from her chair, turned around, and left the room as well. Ooh, I'm getting slapped down pretty hard here. This isn't good. Ah. Oh, what do we got here? Let's see. Decriminalize homosexuality. No. Goes against our religion. Well, I don't know how to feel about all that. I mean, some of those choices that I were given and the lack of other choices that I was also presented with kind of didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, I got a fine reception, but the option was there to be like, well, could have done something about the crap on the way in. I don't know. Let's do this. Operation Golden Shield Phase 2. Alright. Select a token to control. Well, we do have this unit down here that is... Do I not get any... I got another bombing run. Got one naval invasion. I do kind of have to do something about these guys. Two on the offense. I don't want to pull out of the front lines, though. I may not have a choice. I don't want this guy in my rear. But he's cut off. I mean, where's he going to go? I really don't know if attacking in the south is something I really want to do. But I don't want to pull any of my front line units off here. They're heavily fortified. I guess we could make a move. Oh, that's the enemy. Jesus. Might be a good idea to deal with this armor up here. With support. I can't attack. Wonder why. Apparently I can't do anything. I don't know why I can't attack here. Well, I guess we can see what happens here. I didn't want to fortify, I really didn't. Attack. I can't support. I did not want to fortify. Oh, this is happening again. I think I just got that guy killed. We'll attack here. I can't support. About a moves. Well, let's see it. Alright. That went on well. Attack here. With support. I probably should have done something about this guy here. No. Shit. Let's attack. It's not giving me the option to support. Not good. Support. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, at least they pulled their armor back a little bit. What do we do with our navy here? Can we attack? And use support. Alright, his movement's locked. I can't attack him. Can't attack here. I can't attack anywhere. Okay. Kind of at a loss here. Support. Support who? Who am I supporting? I guess we'll support you. And attack our own city. Oh. Well, this isn't going good. Alright, we'll attack this unit here with support from you. Can I do anything down here? Attack. Can't support him from there. He's depleted. I don't know what to do here. I can invade a shoreline. It says I've got moves, but I don't know where. I can move. Can I move in? I guess I'm fortifying. Whoops. Hey, we sunk their ship. They killed our support unit. You would think that being cut off from your supply lines like this would have an adverse effect on his unit. Alright, our movement's locked here. I guess I can't attack anyone. Alright, well, dig in then. I can't attack. Apparently I can't attack. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything except fortify. Whoops, didn't want to do that. I guess I'll just undo it and then lose all my movement. I don't know what I could have done here. This war's going horribly. Oh, they're moving into my territory even more now. Jesus. I honestly don't know what to do here. I can't attack. I don't understand why I can't attack. Why can I not attack? I can't do anything except fortify. And I didn't want to do that. Alright, let's move our navy out a little bit. And see what these, our sub got sunk. How did that happen? My god, they're overrunning me. How did my sub get sunk? I don't understand how my sub got sunk. Can I not do anything? I can't even attack. I can't attack with any of these guys. Okay. I cannot do anything. It doesn't even give me an option to attack. Oh, there we go. We can attack this tank. Can we do anything else? Support. Yeah. Alright. And support. See if we can get this tank done. Oh, we pushed him back. So there's that. My city's on the verge of falling. Maybe I should pull him back. I can't. Alright. Let's start moving our units. Ooh, we overrun him. Nice. No, no, no. Undo, undo. Now I'm out of moves. So we did overrun one of their tanks. Our first actual kind of victory. But they're charging across my country, so that's probably not a good thing. And there's another tank. Oh, this is a joke. Now I can't attack. Well, I can attack with him. And support. Can't support with anyone else, though. Right, so we're supporting him. Rizian forces are being thoroughly stomped. Whoops. I guess we could try and sink another ship. No, I'm not going to worry about their ships here. We've got armor here. We've got armor here. I can't attack. Can't attack. I'm gonna bomb this guy. Bomb. Would have been nice if I could have attacked. Which I can't do. So that bombing was just kind of pointless. Well, I just fortified my tank. We can attack for ales. I wonder if I can attack again. Let's try this. Attack. Oh, so not what I wanted to do. Okay, well, continue. See what happens. Refugee crisis. Decide how to manage refugees. And we've got a bunch of stuff off map. Let's check this out. Meeting with Queen Livingston. This war goes bad. Let's take care of these things here. We can't afford to invest in humanitarian aid right now. Okay, well, that was an easy decision to make. The BFF guerrilla group announced to the world that it managed to reveal the existence of a torture facility deep inside Wayland proper. The ultra-strict prison is supposed to not only hold BFF members, but also some of the arrested reported as missing in the aftermath of the Zeal bombing, possibly including Rizian citizens. That's a meeting with the Queen. WHR calls for respecting refugee rights. The Watchtower of Human Rights has called upon Rizia to respect the rights of refugees attempting to flee the war zone in Palais as thousands continue to pile up on the former Rizian-Palais border. There's nothing I can do about the refugees. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't afford it, and we're getting our asses stomped, so... It's going to be interesting to see what Rumberg has to say. That's a mess. Anyway, we'll do the meeting in Rumberg with Queen Beatrice in the next episode. If you guys like this one, hit the like button. If you have any thoughts, tips, or advice, leave those in the comment section below. If you want to follow along and see if I can pull off a miracle, hit the subscribe and you can come along with us. This is Season 3 of Suzerain. We are playing as House Toras, the King of Rizia. J76NY saying, thank you very much for watching and have yourself a very good day.